You should say no. Nosy! Hey! Great friend of the podcast.
Doesn't want to close it either.
We'll get him on as a guest next week, guys. Welcome back, everyone, to episode 4 of the Under Sevens podcast. I'm here with my good friend Callum Faulkner, as per usual.
Hello.
Hello. Hi, Callum.
Really
This
happy
week-
to be here.
This week we're doing a little bit of a I think they call it in the kids these days. It's a bit later than usual, Callum, because someone had a little bit of a quiz that made them a little bit tired, didn't they?
Yeah, not to name any names, but I really think you've got to get on top of your uni work. It's okay.
This week, I think I'm going to provide everyone an update on my work situation. So last week I said that my manager had to work with me because I was getting out late.
Mm-hmm.
And that happened. And we actually got out smack bang on time, but the difference is that she's not a slow friggin' idiot like all the other team members I have to work with. Like, she paces through. But I also sliced my finger open and nearly fainted. So that was also a bit of that. Shocking.
Oh my god.
Sorry guys, graphic warning.
Wow, that's a fun story.
Yeah, bro. Honestly, it's a riveting way to start the podcast, if anything.
Wow.
And
Any more personal anecdotes from your week?
I've just been doing some. Cow, how about you?
Yeah, throwback to the dream episode. God, my anecdotes are so much cooler than yours. No, I've got zero personal anecdotes though, so
Exactly,
let's get down.
One time I
Best week in
walked to my kitchen and back. That was pretty sick.
Yeah, did you have any dreams?
I think this morning I had a dream that I was going to bed, and then I drank a coffee, and I was thinking to myself, why are you drinking a coffee, mate? You're going to be peeing off the walls before you go to bed.
Wow. Yep.
Subscribe for more dream chat, guys, if you want
Wow.
that.
Well, I actually did have a cool dream. Way, dream segment.
He saves the
Let's go
podcast.
with that.
He saves the podcast.
Thank goodness, God, this thing's on my back. Alright. The dream, not as long or as cool as the last ones, but for me, the experience in which that happened during the dream, pretty sick. Basically, it was similar to your story. It was work based. I've gone into work at Jamboree.
Great fans of the
And
podcast.
supporters. And basically, I've gone in as a guest, but I've worn my uniform because I'm a bit of a bad boy.
Okay.
Don't know why. I've done
Bit
that.
confused.
But yeah, it's a new ride's been built. I don't even know how this ride would operate because it didn't make sense. You actually started down low on a tube, and then you got shot up this big thing. And then the idea is, I don't know, you swirl around a little bit like a sink, and then like you fall all the way down. Make sense? Yeah, it makes sense.
From
It
like-
does. It's
you go up, you get sucked up, you get sucked.
yeah, you get a big old suck. Yep.
They give you the washer machine 3000 treatment.
Yeah, a little whirly, and then I don't know. You're meant to go down or something, but here's the thing, Maldy.
Yes, sir.
As I'm going up, as I'm getting the old suck up, right?
Yeah.
Bloody swirly thing at the top, just falls off. It's gone.
No, he
That's
doesn't,
it.
does he?
Gone.
He's
Gone.
gone.
I'm there in a tube, and I'm thinking, why is it? Because obviously you can't see anything in front of you because I'm too busy getting sucked.
Obviously.
So
Yeah,
can't see what's going on. But I feel a lot of movement, and I'm thinking,
Okay.
we kind of seem like we're just blowing in the wind, like there's no type of attachment on the other side. Bang on. Keen senses I've got in my dream. So yeah, got up to the top, and I just see these boys standing there. They're just hands on hips, looking down, going,
What are they doing there, the silly buggers?
well, we're stuck. They're just stuck. And they go, don't worry, boys. I was like, just get out of my way. I'm not going to be able to get off. And so I'm holding onto the tube. And then, like, we're well up, mate. We're so far up.
Well up,
Windy
man.
day as well. Windy day. I'm on my tube, and I fall off, and just start flying it. Like a magical carpet. And it
A
was
whole
the
new world.
coolest thing Oh man, it just felt sick. I was like, "Wow." It was very much like I'll lift up the front of the tube a little bit, and I'll steer
Now,
up.
Callum, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm
And
on the
I
edge of my
landed.
seat, brother. You landed then.
I got a clap. Yeah, everyone's like, "Oh, you're so sick."
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
I
so
am.
cool.
What's
Similar to the
good?
reaction
And,
that the listeners are going to have when they hear that story as well.
oh, wow.
Mental.
Oh, I want to be this guy. He's the coolest dreams. Yeah. Yeah, well, I'm actually just that cool. That's why I can think about him. So.
But this week we asked our loyal listeners to send in some situations, and Callum and I, as how would I say, people that always take the moral high ground, morally commendable people, commendable citizens.
Yep.
We'll be judging who's in the wrong, who's guilty, whether or not you're a twat. You know, we'll just see as they come. But just want to thank all the loyal people who submitted stuff. Think the great friend of the podcast, one of the great friends of the podcast, Thomas, sent in a lot of them. So we'll see how that goes. But here we go.
Why you such an asshole?
So we're rolling into our first one, Callum. I think they're in order of when they were submitted. I can't really randomize them, and also it doesn't matter. So Callum, the first one, I'm gonna have you weigh in on this one. The first one is, I really want to have sex with this girl, and she invited me to sleep in her new van. Only problem is she's my good mate's sister. What do I do? Do I go for it and keep it a secret, or ask him permission?
That's sick. I think the first thing you got to do is you've got to make sure that you don't tell me you're submitting this to the podcast. I know who you are.
Yeah.
And I just want to say that no, I think you should definitely make sure that Morgan is aware of the situation. sorry, your mate's sister is aware.
Good mate's sister.
Yeah, that's just not funny. Actually, guys, you should have better things to do than to make fun of someone's sister who's not even. Pretty sure you've got a girlfriend, and it's pretty dodgy to make fun of something like that. So.
Mate, yeah, don't. I'm definitely not gonna delve into what I was about to then, but. But I've actually been in a similar situation to this with I'm assuming the same friend's sister. I'm joking.
Yeah, it's so funny, van banter. That's great. Next one. Let's go. Skip.
Guys, next one. Sorry, Callum.
It's not funny. We're gonna lose viewers after that. We're gonna lose viewers. They're gone. They're all gone.
Alrighty, so the next one is, my friend left her laptop with me by mistake, and I figured out her password. Do I go through it or leave it? So this one, I'm gonna say, you definitely go through it, mate. That's probably the best thing to do in that case. You get to find out all her dirty little secrets. I'm sorry, this is assuming that friend is a girl.
Wow, seem to be very familiar to situations I've been in before.
Honestly,
not been in, but looking upon. I would say the same thing. I don't think anything bad can come from relentlessly snooping through someone's privacy.
I've never, and nothing bad. Hypothetically, nothing bad did come from.
Slap on the wrist at best, I reckon.
I think this was mentioned in the beach segment. I think, and I think I claimed, did it hurt me, brother? Can you stop it? It didn't hurt me, so. I mean, sorry, hypothetically me.
So who? What are you doing that?
But honestly, please don't go through your friends' messages, okay, guys? It's an invasion of privacy, and the New South Wales Police will be doing that soon enough, so there's no need for you to.
Yeah, don't even worry about it.
Okay, the next one is, my friends are trying to get me to join a podcast, and I said I was keen, but they are a few episodes in, and it is really bad. Can I go back out now, or is it too late?
Ooh.
Great friend of the podcast.
Yeah.
No.
Are they sure?
Well, I'm gonna quickly
person...
say here, he's our biggest fan, prick. He loves it.
Are we sure we want this person on the podcast?
Yeah, hey, that's a bad attitude.
Yeah, in our notes between me and Callum, we literally have be supportive of each other. Okay,
That's not very supportive behaviour there.
I didn't write that in.
That's not on. Also, I would just like to say, so in this situation, they're your friends. Okay, you have to treat them nicely, support their their plans, their big dreams. Okay, I would go on the podcast, right? And what you have to ask yourself is, are you even going to bring anything better to this to the podcast?
What can you bring?
What can you bring that we don't already have? I mean, they don't already have, huh?
Exactly.
Prick. I want to move out, but I've been asked by multiple different groups. I want to move out with them all, but they won't make one big house. How do I decide?
One big house. Get houses next to each other and build a little tunnel. Get one of those little play maze tunnels, stick them in between some windows.
2 cans, a string between it, from the top floor.
Yeah, a can in every single room, I think, is probably the best option.
So you can talk to your friends.
Yeah, so it's like
and
you've
soon
never
enough,
really
you can
gone.
make a little friend city.
Yeah, what would you do in this situation, Malcolm?
I would
You
probably
get asked to
say.
move out?
I'll probably say. See, the problem with this, I can't really put myself in this person's shoes because I don't have that many friends. But
Ooh.
I would say you have to just go with what your heart goes with. You know, whatever you feel is right in yourself.
That's lame. Go to the house that is the coolest, has the coolest people. Decide
drinks
between
the
your
most-
friends,
whoever
rank
drinks
your
the most.
friends on popularity scale, and go with the more popular kids.
Oh yeah, good. No, that's right. That's the right answer there. Don't go with fucking losers like ginger kids. Okay, I think this is actually the legitimate one, so we can spend a bit of time on this. I have this friend that I've known for a while. We met at high school some time ago. He's always been funny and outgoing, and I've been feeling quite close to him. My mother loves him. The only problem is, recently it feels like he started showing interest in me. For instance, one day I bent over in front of him and he let out this really long breath, and I thought I saw him staring. He keeps messaging about meeting after lockdown ends because he misses me so bad. Do you think he is into me? I'm not a homophobe, but recently he started this project with a friend of uni, and it's a massive turn off. Do you think I need to say something? Wait. Okay. I think you should see where it goes. You should explore something with this person. You should meet up with them after lockdown ends.
Yeah, I can't see anything going wrong. Maybe meet up in candlelit room. Some soft jazz playing in the background.
Do I think he's into you? I think that if you're bending over in front of him and he's going, ugh, and staring, I think that is an indication about whether or not he's into you. But the question is, does he respect you for you, or does he just want your body? That's the question.
Yeah. How can
I'm not
we
a
be
homophobe.
sure? I'm not a homophobe. So it is a male.
Yeah.
And so I just want to clarify, at the end there it said that they started the podcast?
No. Sorry. He started this project with a friend for uni, and it's a massive turn off. So there's no chance of it happening, apparently.
Interesting. So we know it's not me.
It's not me either.
I haven't been bending over and letting out long gasps in front of people.
Yeah, that's me. I haven't seen him. Him. I'm assuming it's him.
It is him. They say they're not homophobe.
I have someone in my head. My mother loves him, which means it's Oh, okay. So let's just put a pin in this right now and just say no. Okay,
Jacob?
I'm not attracted to you.
Jacob
Okay.
Albie. How many men have you been staring at while they're bending over? Just give me a ballpark figure.
I've just been sowing the seeds. You know, I've been trying to get as many potential suitors as possible.
Can we narrow it down to someone? This is going more of a segment of trying to give advice. I'm trying to figure out if it's Tom or not.
I think
Who
it is
could
Tom,
it
but
be?
Do you think I need to say something? I would say, tell him that you don't feel comfortable when he stares at your bum and lets out large exhales, and that you might not want to meet him after lockdown, and you're happy as friends.
I think the issue is actually you are a homophobe.
Yeah.
I think you need to be. You need to. Well, it's who you think technically. I think. Yeah, I think you're a homophobe, and I think you just clearly. If it's a turn off, that means that something before was turning you on. So.
For anyone wondering who this homophobe is, his name is Tom Bill Shanks. Okay. Okay. Gee, how many did he? The next one is. I was getting a dirty ass sloppy toppy from this girl at a party on the ground outside, and the host dad walked in on me. Am I in the wrong? Should I have hidden better? Do I need to say something? Callum?
I think in that situation, I think if the host is, you know, a dad, there's a good chance he's been in a similar situation before, and I reckon he's probably pretty chill with it. He's probably dapped you up in secret. I've got no doubt that all swept under the rug and everything went okay. Yeah.
So are you in the wrong?
I can't see anything going wrong. No, definitely not. Absolutely not in the wrong.
When that opportunity presents itself, what are you gonna do? You know?
Exactly. You're not gonna stop.
If a girl comes up to you and says, "I want to give you some dirty ass sloppy toppy right now." Should this person have hidden better, Callum?
Yeah, what else is there to hide? You know, you're going up against, you know, the owner of the property. He knows every square foot. How? Where can you hide? Really, what option do you have?
Honestly, and there's no chance that you could not get this sloppy toppy right now. You know. And
if rumors are true, they were looking for 15, 20 minutes beforehand. So realistically. You've already won in my books. You've already won. So congrats.
Yeah, honestly, I would say you're not in the wrong there. Get some dirty ass sloppy toppy. Does this person need to say something? I don't think they do. I think that it's all been swept under the rug. Everyone's good. Money's been exchanged. Everything's been done under the table. No problemos.
Yeah, I'm just gonna put it out there now that if you feel the need to ask these questions when a lot of them are just obligatory. They're just crass. They're just outright crass. Maybe not the place.
Is not that.
This podcast is not for that.
Highbrow comedy only. Okay.
It's just disgraceful.
I think Callum. Just looking briefly at the next one. This one we're through all the bad ones. No, not the bad ones. Submitted by a single person. Okay, so. Am I in the wrong for asking my roommate to pay more of the utility bills? My roommate's boyfriend has stayed at our apartment for 6+ nights per week since we've moved in. He showers here, eats here, sleeps here, plays Xbox Online very loud in our living room until late, frequently. I mean, we're experts on that. TBH, I'd be more fine with everything if I got along with them, but we exchanged like 2 words a day, and in spite of making an effort, I can't seem to extract a conversation out of either of them, really, which is fine. You can't get along with everyone. Anyway, mediumly recently, it came time to pay the utility bills, and my other roommate and I agreed that it would be more fair to split them by 4, considering he's here so often. We broached the topic with her, and she became extremely upset and argued that because she stayed at his last year for 3 weeks and didn't pay, that it was only fair. Again, if I got along with them really well, etc., I probably wouldn't bother asking, but considering they're not really pleasant to live with, and he has his own apartment, which is a 5-minute drive away, am I in the wrong for asking them to contribute more?
Right. I want to start with, why are you trying to talk to homeboy if he's gaming? Right? There's your number one issue. You are interrupting his grind. All right? If anything, you should be paying him. I didn't pay the real estate, the gas bills. You got to pay him because he's probably making a living on that games machine. and he's there,
Oh, yeah.
and he's grinding away. So you just gotta take one. You just gotta.
No wonder he
shut
doesn't
up.
want to play. No wonder he doesn't want to pay any money if you're fucking always interrupting him, trying to go, oh yeah, can we have a conversation right now? You know? He's
Piss
trying to
off.
play Fortnite. Trying to play Fortnite.
Just go home. We don't.
Just go home.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I think that maybe you're not in the wrong here, because it makes sense that if they're using all the utilities 6 days a week, as you've claimed, they probably should be paying.
I've got no proof though.
And I'm assuming
Got no
that
proof.
they probably take longer showers together than some others.
Well, if he's a big gamer boy, you can only assume that they're.
Can't keep yourself off, I might argue.
Yeah.
But it would be a sensitive topic because money and friends never ever mix, mate. One time I tried to pay my friends and they did not like that to just hang out with me. But
I think it was more about the offer. Yeah. Nothing involved. What it entailed.
it wasn't to stay. That's the problem.
I think you need
They
to.
said, can you bend over in front of me right now, and then I had to pay.
That's 5. Thank you. Thank you. I think that this person needs to definitely needs to lay down the law. It's their house, and if it's you and a roommate, by the sound of things, it's 2 against 1. Beat her up, threaten her with physical violence until you get
that's
your
always
way.
the way to go.
I think that is possibly the only way here. If the boyfriend's there, he's probably yeah. I'll come help. Shut up! Let me go! I reckon that's what he's probably doing.
Mom, get out of my room! I'm playing Minecraft.
Exactly. So I
Or
think
something like that.
physical violence is probably only your best bet there to tell her she's got to pay more rent. And if she's not paying more for bills, and if he's there staying 6 nights a week, and they actually don't feel like they're, contribute. Well, I don't understand why homeboy's even got an apartment. Sorry.
Yeah.
Why? If he's staying 6 nights a week, he's eating there, showering there, doing everything there. What else is he doing?
Just move in.
Yeah. What is he even doing at home? Move in, cut down your own rent, and then they can split the utility bills even more. But I don't understand why there wasn't a system put in place where you pay. Obviously, if there's just 3 people to begin with, utilities and that, obviously you're going to split it 3 ways. But if he's actually coming over and using all your shit all the time, it makes sense.
Otherwise, I say move out. Doesn't seem worth it. And I think one of our previous submissions is looking for some more people to join their little neighborhood. So they'd love to have you.
They're buying a street.
And they'll definitely pay their fair share of the utility bills because their dad has a trust in that he avoids tax by funneling wiring money through, and also buys everything for them. So they'll be definitely fine to pay.
It's too easy.
Okay. So this next one is a man kissing his girlfriend, another girl, and a dude while girlfriend does the same. Is this a bit too progressive of a relationship, or am I just behind on the times? Honestly, bro, just love who you want to love, mate. If you're both kissing, you're both having a great time.
For the person who submitted this, does it affect you? Or are you just a bit of a knob? Yeah?
Yeah. Fuck you, mate.
I mean, I'm sure half the podcast would probably stand there and let out a few deep breaths, but...
One up for the podcast. Actually, funny you say that, Callum, because I was in a similar situation. I was witnessing something very, very similar to the facts that have been laid before us, and thus I was able to vouch that, yes, in fact, he did kiss the dude in this scenario. And you know what? I was all for it. I was thinking, good on him. Be progressive.
Yeah.
Make out. They're swinging for a reason.
Make out, keep going.
Wasn't swinging.
Don't stop. Why are you slowing down?
And also, if you want to include another dude in the relationship, I'm sure there's someone who started recently a project with their friend for uni, so I'm sure he'd be up for it.
Sounds like he'd be keen.
He'd definitely be keen. I've been stuck at my boyfriend's house in Jamboree for months, and I can't go home because of lockdown. Unfortunately, during this time, I've realised how much I despise my boyfriend. What's the best way to commit murder? Alternatively, how do I fall back in love with a man who is miles beneath me physically and intellectually?
I'm sure this person doesn't know what they're talking about.
What's the best way to
You
commit
are
murder?
punching.
Isn't it you grind up glass and put it in a drink? So it looks like ice. You can't tell they drink it, and it like lacerates their lungs.
Oh yeah, but you've given them a drink.
Yeah, but like no one knows.
They might. Here's what I suggest. No. Alright. Now, I read about a little story, okay? It was to do with a man, I believe it was in ancient Greece. He was chilling on a rock, right? Just having a good old time. He was sitting there, bald head, nice and shiny. Not sure how they did that back then, but shiny head, right?
No need.
An eagle flies above. Good car. Has recently caught a turtle. It's got it in his claws. Sees the man chilling, drops the turtle to like break open the turtle shell so he can eat it. And buddy bonks a dude. Dude dies. So a terrible way to go. But I think that could be the best bet. How can someone prove that you trained these birds to drop objects from the sky onto your boyfriend's head?
True.
I don't see how that couldn't work. So just train animals, but you also have to be able to not be caught with these animals somehow.
Also, like if your neighbors say, "Yeah, I've been hearing a lot of eagle sounds coming from their house recently," just deny it. Just deny it. That's all you can do.
Well, I mean, they're birds, right? Surely they can just fly away. You know, that's a pretty good way to hide the murder weapon if they just go.
Exactly,
They just
foolproof.
fly away.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant.
Yeah, that or you can.
And the second half is alternatively, how do I fall back in love with a man who's miles beneath me physically and intellectually?
I don't think we've gone enough into the best way to commit murder.
Oh, okay.
Get away with it.
Sorry, brother. You go. I thought we didn't want to incriminate ourselves and we'd want to move on, but hey.
No. I want to hear the most creative ways you reckon you could get away with it in this situation as well, where it's now public knowledge that you despise your boyfriend, and everyone can see that you have a clear motive. It's that you're too afraid to break up with someone, so you kill them. Makes sense in my books.
Yeah.
If I was a police officer, I'd go, yeah, it makes sense. So I reckon there's just got to be better ways out there. So what do you think?
Just
one.
I would say give them some dirty ass sloppy toppy. Some dirt. I'm talking top of the line, dirty.
It's just crass.
To the point where their soul leaves their body and it enters the ether.
That's just not. No, that's so inappropriate.
You can make them overdose on drugs.
Okay, that's accidentally. Hey, look at this needle I found.
No, not laxative. Spike their food with sleeping stuff, and then throw them in a ditch.
Right, and you don't think you'd get caught throwing them into a ditch?
No, mate. Do it at the cover of night.
Right. Now, I've thought about this idea a lot. Okay. You invite them over for dinner, where you get your assistant / butler to cook them a meal. Okay? You offer them beverages. Okay? And you put poison in one of the beverages. But turns out it's not poison. It's alpaca transformation poison.
Oh.
So you turn them into an alpaca, which is very different to a llama. And then you get your assistant, because that way it's not you, it's your assistant. So if you get caught, you've got a proxy. You get your assistant to go take them out of the city, bonk them in the head, killing them, and throwing them into a river.
That's a hyper-specific set of facts there, Callum.
What do you think?
I think that is a brilliant idea. Very groovy, if anything.
I've got another plan.
Okay, Callum, you're the man for this.
I've got a lot. Okay. You've recently you've never had any friends because you're dating this guy. It's safe to assume that you don't have any friends. Because all you do is hang out with each other and it looks kind of lonely.
And you live in Jamboree.
You create this and you're not related, it's crazy. You go into the forest, these bush, in Jamboree there's plenty of creeks. You go to the creek and you say on the other side of this creek there's a magical land called Zimbabwe. That's where across the bridge in Zimbabwe, that magical country, magical land where dreams come true. Anyway, to get there, you put in a rope swing. Never heard of this before. Instead of building a bridge, you put in a rope swing. And you go there heaps of times, like at least twice a day, and you do that for maybe a few weeks. So you gain that person's trust in the rope swing. You're continually making it.
Oh.
Then one day you just cut a shitload of it. You just start cutting it, and then you go, hey, you go over to Zimbabwe. I'll catch up. and they swing, and they crack their head and drown because the ropes
drown in a creek.
Face down. Only takes a cup of water, mate.
Okay, alright. Hey, I mean,
what do you think?
You had another creative solution. I'm trying to think. Yeah. I don't really know that many ways to murder people. I hate to say.
No, I've got another one.
Okay.
Okay, are you ready? You're on a cliff, and all of a sudden, you push your boyfriend off, and he's holding on, and it's like, no! And then a bunch of wildebeest run by, and you kick him off. What about that? And he gets trampled by them.
Okay. I think next week we should run a Callum's making a list, but on these murder scenarios. What is the ideal way to murder your partner?
The best fictitious murder. How about this one? You take him out back and you shoot him in the head.
Shoot him in the head? That's the simple way. That's what I was going to say. And then burn their body. No, shooting happens all the time in Jamboree, mate. They're all hunters out there. They're shooting pheasants.
You dress your boyfriend up as a fox and you tell him to run through the nearby farm. Carrying a chicken, saying, "You will never get this. You will never get this." And the farmer like, "Oi!"
Oh yeah. How do you fall back in love with this man who's subjected to all of these scenarios? If you're physically
you dress him in a fox outfit, and that's it.
I mean, after you've gotten through all of these scenarios that are inevitably going to fail, I think that'll bring you closer together as a couple.
Can I make a genuine suggestion?
Okay. Okay, sure.
Thank you. I mean, it's worked for me before, genuinely, when it comes to falling back in with someone. Try out a piss kink. Give it a go.
Try out a piss kink. That's always the best way.
Maybe it's just gone stale. So yeah,
I think you gotta spice up the bedroom. I would say maybe bring a third person in. Maybe someone who's recently started a podcast with their friend for uni. But I would say that it might be a bit awkward for yourself because it seems like you might get a bit more involved with your boyfriend than you.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe. No, maybe the secret is spicing it up. I think that's great.
Always spice
whatever
it
you
up.
do though, don't tell him you're planning it to spice it up. Just spring it on him spontaneously. if it's a piss kick, if it comes to piss, you've just got to do it.
Just start pissing on him.
ask for forgiveness, not permission or consent.
Very wise words. Very wise. Whoa, hold on, not very wise words. Here at the Under Sevens podcast, we don't condone not asking for consent. Okay, guys. Alright, the next one is...
We'll save your relationship, so it's fine.
Yeah, so that's probably the best advice we can give there. This one is, am I in the wrong for not letting someone stay at my place? I was out with a friend in a bar and bumped into a few guys I knew of in the year above me in high school. Keep in mind, I'd never really spoken to or actually met before. I was pretty unpopular in high school, and these guys were in the more sporty and popular group, I think, and would never have batted an eyelid at me pretty much ever. My friend that I was with had gone home, and I finished talking to some other friends and headed to leave, and then one of the guys followed me outside and started chatting with me. And when I got into my Uber, he just got in as well. I was slightly sloshed and a bit confused, but I don't think I said anything about it. The Uber dropped us about 200 meters down the road, and we started walking towards my place, at which point I told him he couldn't stay at mine. From there, it was kind of like, oh, why not? I can sleep on your couch or something, blah, 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 blah. But I didn't want him to, and also no one was home, so I didn't really feel comfortable. It was a bit more back and forth, and I told him that he really couldn't stay. He wouldn't let up about it, so I got into my car without saying anything and drove to a friend's house and stayed there. I checked my phone the next day, and he told me he'd had to walk all the way back to the club, which is approximately 3.5 kilometers, to catch a taxi. First of all, what kind of knob doesn't have Uber? Second of all, what knob wouldn't just call a taxi? Keeping in mind, I did not express any interest other than polite conversation. Am I in the wrong for driving away and not letting him stay? I would say you're in the wrong because you clearly drink drove. That's not on.
Yeah, by the sound of things, you drunk drove. So, sure, you might have saved yourself from rape, but you drunk drove. Just
naughty.
Yeah.
Sounds like you're never ever entitled, or you never have to have sex with someone. Just saying.
Yeah, sounds like this dude isn't very nice, and could probably get pushed off the cliff if Wildebeest running by. I don't know.
I mean, refer back to the last conversation.
Get away with it. You can get away with it. Yeah. I think drink driving you shouldn't do. But I think in the best situation you did. The best option you took, which was getting away from the guy.
Yeah.
I don't know if you could have locked him out of your house. That was really an option, but you did get away with him. So you managed to run away. That's pretty good. Good job.
Also,
and then he tried to guilt you in the morning.
As someone who was in the sporty and popular group himself at school, I would say that doesn't mean anything. Okay, if you aren't into him, don't.
Yeah.
Also, he's also very suspect because he doesn't have fucking Uber, mate. What the fuck? Get Uber, dog. Lazy.
Yeah,
prat.
really weird.
And no, yeah, that's that, guys. Don't you hear it? Actually, you know what? Send him this way, and we'll deal with him. That's not on. The under 7 boys are not happy with that. Or if you put this podcast in his ears, he'll go straight to sleep. No problem. Okay. Am I in the wrong for laughing at my brother when he said he was mature for his age? I was in the car chatting with my 18-year-old brother when he told me he was seeing a 22-year-old. I was kind of shocked and told him that the age gap was kind of big for his age group and that there's a massive difference in maturity levels between them. And when he told me that he was mature for his age, I laughed and took the piss because it's kind of a naive thing to say when you're 18. He got pretty offended and I apologized, but low-key, genuinely no one is mature at 18. Am I in the wrong for thinking that the age gap is a bit weird and that an 18-year-old boy isn't mature?
Well, I think you don't know what your brother's been through, so shut up. He might be 18.
As a former 18-year-old, I was 18 very recently. I was very mature for my age. In fact, I was seeing women who were 60, 70 years old, Leave it out. He might be mature for his age.
I think that's a kink rather than maturity. I think it's a little bit dodgy. Why is a 22-year-old hitting on an 18-year-old boy?
Yeah,
it's a bit
that's
strange.
also sus.
What 22-year-old woman is doing that?
Also,
Gee whiz.
you're never in the wrong if you take the piss out of someone, okay? And they get offended. It's never your fault,
Yeah.
okay? You can just say things in jest. You can say anything in jest, no matter what.
Exactly. I think if your brother has gotten offended by you taking the piss out of him for not calling him mature, it's not exactly not the most mature response of him, is it?
True. True. And he got angry. No, I am mature. Okay? I can see it.
I'm not talking. I'm not talking to you for the rest of the country.
You know what?
Bitch.
I'm telling Mum.
Come down, don't talk to me. Piece of shit.
Bro, this is actually... I'm just looking at all these guys. Thank you to the listeners. These are brilliant. These are brilliant scenarios.
Yeah, except for the first 6.
Yeah, fuck that guy. Fuck that listener. Am I in the wrong for making fun of someone's tattoo? I'm kind of preempting this with I probably am. Okay, fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking to a guy on Tinder. Went on a date. Absolutely not going on a second one. Anyway, Callum, any thoughts on that? Just while we're there.
Not going on a second date.
Yeah. Has that ever happened to you, sir? Oh, that's a think hard, ladies and gentlemen.
I have denied first a second date.
Oh, yeah,
but
mate.
I don't think I don't get denied after the first. I get denied well before the first even occurs. So no.
When
No.
when you ask them, hey, would you be okay if I wanted you to piss on me?
if it's getting bad towards the end of the first, sometimes I do spring it out. So please, just try it.
She's like, excuse me, I've just got to go to the toilet, and you're like, funny you say that.
What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? I'm stood here. Yeah.
Okay. And in one of his pictures, he's shirtless, and he has a tattoo on his chest, and I couldn't quite make it out. I asked what it was, and I can't remember exactly what it was, but for the purpose of this, let's just say it was like Carpe Diem or something. Something else like that in Latin. Anyway, I told him that was basically the equivalent of getting live, laugh, love, and insinuated that it was kind of pretentious. Not exactly in those words. I'm now thinking in the future I probably shouldn't make fun of something someone has put permanently on their body. Am I in the wrong?
It is that classic, oh, if they can't change it in 10 minutes, don't make fun of it.
No, fuck them. Don't get a shitty tattoo.
If you've gotten Carpe, I would love to know what it actually says. Because pretty much anything you get in a different language tattooed on your body is terrible. I don't think I've seen a single tattoo that's writing that I've gone, that's pretty sick.
There's only one thing I'd get tattooed on my body, brother.
The badge.
Or the under sevens logo. Actually, on my heart.
No. You'd never get a tattoo?
Would I ever get a tattoo? I think my kind of philosophy with getting a tattoo is that if you get anything that's like significant or means anything at the time, it's either not gonna mean anything to you, or it's kind of like bit cringy. So I'd probably get something like a frog or a pea or something, so that the only reason that was on my body and the only reason it's significant is because it's my tattoo. Because then it can never get old, mate. It can never get old.
There you go. Yeah, I've got a couple ideas of what I want. They're all just like because I think they look cool. Will I continue to think they look cool? Probably not, because what is cool after the age of 25? Basically nothing anyway. So
I reckon if they had Carpe Diem on their chest, then that would be pretty fucking sick, mate. Seize
bit
the
of
day.
Roman numerals, bit of Roman numerals here and there. Yeah, I think if you take the piss out of someone's tattoo, maybe it's most people who get them genuinely believe that they are worthwhile. So maybe it's not the best, because you're never going to get a good reaction out of it. If they've gotten a giant, if I want to know how big this tattoo is, I want to know what it says. It's actually, I want to see it. But if it's like a giant chess piece and they've written Carpe Diem, they haven't done that as a joke, because no joke is worth that much pain. And every single time you take your shirt off, people go, twat. Right
Yeah.
there. So it probably is pretty meaningful to them, but it doesn't mean they're not
Fuck 'em.
stupid.
It's their fault. It's their choice.
Yeah, they can just be dumb. And then
Get
it comes to
a
the
better
point
Latin
where,
phrase.
such as,
What?
give me a.
Oh,
Better-
sorry. Let me delve into my very rich Latin knowledge. Fuck, I don't know if I know any other word. Oh, lorem ipsum. Get lorem ipsum on your chest.
I was gonna say, mate, there should be plenty of legal ones. I'm getting Dolly Incapax
there is.
across my chest. Half your degrees in Latin. I'm getting Ollie or Ollie.
Honestly, my mind went
Incapax.
blank. I did not. I couldn't think of a single thing. Oh, I could tell you many.
Yeah. Too young to comprehend. Just across my chest. They're gonna go, what's that mean? I'll go,
Dolly Incapax.
don't know. I couldn't tell you. And they'll go, that is clever. That is clever.
I think that 18-year-old guy he should get Dolly Incapax on his chest.
They should, and the 22-year-old girl should get statutory.
She should get her prison number. Fucking.
Get ready, mate. Get the 50 meters or 200 meters away from school tattooed on you, so you know you won't forget.
Yeah. And I would say, yeah, just going back to it. No, you're not the arsehole. They're the arsehole if anything. We get a stupid fucking tattoo.
Yeah, but also don't make fun of people's appearances. That's so mean. Oh my god, why would you do that?
Yeah. Hey. Okay.
So sad.
As two very, very bullied boys. I mean, very much bully each other as well. It hurts, guys. Bullying hurts. And
So
as Jake
slack.
Paul said after beating Tyrone Woodley, stop bullying right now. It's not good.
Stop it. Cody Co, you're a
the next
bully.
one is-
You're an online bully.
The next one is Callum. I think you can definitely relate to this, brother.
Oh yeah.
Am I in the wrong for going into a Zoom class with gay porn as my background?
How did you accidentally do that again? Because it means at some point you have made that your background. And you've gone.
No. So I can relate to this, guys. In a Zoom class, in my first Zoom class of the week, I had been drinking on the weekend on Zoom with my friends, and we were all putting out funny backgrounds. And I put up a background of my girlfriend and my good friend, great friend of the podcast, Angus Waters' girlfriend, showing their booties to camera as a bit of a joke. So their asses were either side of my head. And I had in my background, I joined the class, and here's the worst part. It's me and the teacher with our cameras on. No one else has their cameras on. And I was just like, oh!
Would it not have displayed before you joined? It would have. It would have said join with video or not. It would have had your background, surely.
No, maybe.
Did you? No, it would have, and you've gone. Yes, please. My classes think I'm sick.
I just want them to know
Where-
how sick.
Where did you manage? So this is you. This is your submission.
No, this wasn't me submit. So someone else in that exact same Zoom from the drinking the weekend before had gay porn as their background. Someone getting some dirty ass sloppy toppy from another dude.
What drink? Is this what law kids do?
Yeah, that's all we do. We just put fucked up images in our background. We're not that funny.
That's crass. You guys would not make it onto this
guys,
podcast.
not on this podcast. Not on this
That
podcast.
is.
Okay, I'm gonna talk to that person. I'll give him a good talking to.
So you both did. Was it on the same week? You've both done the same thing. But different
because
classes.
we were drinking together, same class. So drinking, and then we went to the same first class and both.
Do you want to name names?
The worst part is, great friend of the podcast, Abigail, didn't realise because she had gone onto her notes or something. So it was up there for 30 seconds. And I messaged her and was like, you've got gay porn as your background. And she slides over and goes, and just turns the camera off.
Oh no! Oh, so you've added it.
was-
That's great.
Yeah, fuck
That's
it,
so
I mean-
bad. That's so bad. Holy shit. That's actually
Okay,
terrible.
so-
No, you should
Yeah,
both.
so
I don't know
that
what
was
I
a
would
bit
do.
traumatizing.
Was it only you two with cameras on?
So for me, it was I was the only one with the camera on, but then she joined later. A couple of people had their cameras on.
Oh.
But she
That's
left it up for
terrible.
ages, Callum. Like, there's no way he didn't see.
Oh, how graphic are we talking? Right.
So her head was in the way of the cock sucking. I think that's the difference between mine and hers, is that like the asses were literally both sides of my head. But her head was in the way, so you couldn't see. You could maybe make out that something suspect was going on. But it wasn't worse.
Something fishy's up. Oh man,
What's that?
that's bad.
Next one is, am I in the wrong for not letting my 16-year-old son drink alcohol? He was open and honest with me and requested he try it in the safety of his own home. Whilst the choice is his, I don't condone it or allow it.
Well, I think by saying no, all you're doing is encouraging him to just be sneaky about it next time. I think that was probably in the long term, pretty bad decision you've made. I think.
Yeah. No, I would say that this 16-year-old in question is a little fucking idiot, okay? No one likes him, and he's asked his brother the same thing as well, and you should say no. Nolzy! Hey! Great friend of the podcast.
Doesn't want to close it either.
We'll get him on as a guest next week, guys. I would say, just let his older brother take him out to the pub, take him out to Northy Tavern. They'll have a good time together.
Yeah, I definitely think that he's just gonna try and sneak around it though now. I can't see him not sneaking around it. That'd be the one bit of query I'd have now is how's he gonna get around it? But also completely legal at 16. They're allowed to, as long as you supply the alcohol and you're supervising.
Yeah,
perfectly okay in the laws.
Alrighty, so the next one is, my boyfriend talked about our sex life in detail with a mutual friend, which made me really uncomfortable. I brought it up with him and he couldn't see my perspective. Am I the bad person in this situation, should I have just left it alone?
Right.
Well.
So Malby, when did you do this?
No, we talk about it in way too much detail, but the problem is it doesn't really cause a problem for either of us. We talk about it in too much detail. We say we are waiting for marriage, so not yet occurred. Okay?
That's all.
Shout out Diane Malby if you're watching.
Oh, she knows.
Oh, she knows. She's heard it. No, that's a bit gross.
Whoa. Crass. Bad person. I think it's your right to privacy, really. Like, you should...
Yeah, you should have a mutual understanding about whether or not that's something you want to talk about. Whether or not that mutual friend is... Maybe that mutual friend was encouraging him, like, tell me more. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe you've got to watch out for this mutual friend guy.
Maybe I think that you should probably kill him. Kill your boyfriend.
And the mutual friend, both.
This one's good. This is for some. It's relevant to me. So a guy called Justin gets carried to a free trip to Bath in the UK for Lego robotics, and then lies about being the glue when he's actually useless as fuck. No, okay. You're not the arsehole. You carried him. You gave him a free trip to Bath, UK. Right? He's a prick for saying that. Oh yeah, he's so good. He's the glue. He puts us all together when he's a twat.
Claiming you're the glue, not a good thing.
Defo not. When he's actually useless as fuck. Yeah, he was useless as fuck. No, that's a bit mean. But he was gentleman. We loved him, and to be honest, with Justin, great friend of the podcast, Ollie Woods, and I have had a terrible influence on him because during his formative years, he spent most of those in a very small room doing Lego robotics with us. So he's a fucked up kid now. He's fucked up.
Yes, it's very unfortunate. Can't imagine anyone going to that room and coming out not an idiot.
The next one is, my best friend in my whole life has backstabbed me to the nth degree by starting a podcast with a rival, Callum. Am I in the wrong to want him dead?
Right. I can tell you right now, this rival of me. I can tell you, if you are listening to this podcast, I'm sure most of the conversation is going over your head anyway. You fucking Neanderthal. I think that if you were on this podcast, it would be 10 times better, and you should come take my place. Come on. Come take my place.
I say, let's monetize this. Let's have a Callum v Callum boxing match, baby. Winner gets to stay on the podcast.
Yeah, he's only about... Blimey, hell, mate. I think you're a heifer. That man's heifer and a half. True.
He is huge.
He's like, that way. He'll be dead, man.
So I think, no, you know what I'm going to say? Fuck you, mate. Callum Faulkner is the most witty, brilliant, sexy man I've ever met, okay? He carries this podcast and everyone knows it. All the viewers know it. All the viewers tell me all the time. They're saying, you know, he's so good. Why do you always drag him down? Like, you know, you should just kill yourself and he should do a solo podcast. And, you guys aren't funny. Why do you do it for an hour? You should do a minute podcast.
So not cool. So not cool, guys. On to the next one. Hey.
Alright, Callum Faulkner. The final one is a quite a lengthy one, Callum, so strap yourself in because I'm gonna be doing a lot of talking here. Okay. This last one says, this is Big T. So I've been friends with this Aussie guy for like 1 year and he planned a date for me and him. And I said yes, but I did say beforehand I'm not interested in a boyfriend and planned to move away once restrictions drop, just so he didn't get any ideas. And he still chose to hang out with me. So the day before our date, I hung out with a group of cool, fun people and thought, hey, this Aussie guy I'm seeing tomorrow would have a lot of fun if he joined us. So I messaged the Aussie guy and I was like, hey, do you mind if we invite my friend to join us tomorrow? Because I had such a good day, blah, 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 blah. You're allowed to say no. And he said, only if you want to. So, of course, I invited them because why would I even ask if I didn't want them to come? And so I replied to the Aussie guy saying, okay, lit. And he left me on red, which I don't mind it at all because I'm not that kind of a person. But then I messaged the Aussie guy later saying where we are meeting and he left me on red again. So I was like, whatever, there's obviously something wrong, but I'm not his mum. He has a voice to tell me. So anyways, the next day came and he didn't show up. And one of my friends who was with me told me this tea. So the Aussie guy messaged another one of my friends and told her that he is so done with me because he put in a lot of effort to organise a date with me and then ruined it by inviting people and then continued to talk shit about me to my other friend, and he told her not to tell me that he is saying this. Anyways, fast forward, I got told like straight away and messaged that Aussie guy saying how I asked for his permission to invite my friends and he allowed it, and I also said he is allowed to say no, but he didn't say no, and I told him how pathetic that behaviour was and none of my friends act like this except for him. And then he left me on red, so I blocked him and his family from my social media. And then the friend that told me the shit he said about me got yelled at by my other friend because she wasn't supposed to tell me. And in the end, I hate how my friends acted, and please tell me what I did wrong in this situation. And now I choose to make new friends, which is pretty easy, #flex. And my current friends, I don't tell them anything anymore because can they be trusted? Or am I overreacting? Roast me. And can I just say that the fact that the Aussie guy was pissed about all the effort he put into our date shows how its highest efforts is actually the lowest of my standards. All he did was invite me out. It was nothing special to make him different to the basic human being.
Right. So, I'm gonna spout off a summary, and you tell me what I've got wrong or right.
All right.
We're talking to someone who I'm guessing is from somewhere else. Why do they keep saying this Aussie guy?
Yeah, true.
Isn't everyone you're here with an Aussie guy? Weird. So this foreigner has infiltrated Australia, right? I don't know how, and now she was going to go on the Aussie guy asked her on a date.
Yeah.
And then she was aware it was a date.
Yeah.
And then this girl's hung out with people, and she doesn't say how many, does she? She just says she's hung out with some cool people.
Yeah.
And then she's gone, I want to hang out with these guys again tomorrow. and not the boy. It's an interesting move by that girl. But if you're aware it's a date, and then you just invite a bunch of people.
So this happened to me with my girlfriend Tay. We started talking and we're doing just like boring, like, oh, do you like law, blah blah blah, and then I was like, oh, I hang out with a lot of law people. Do you want to come and hang out with us? But the difference was I was inviting her to a group event. We were already in a group, and then she says, yeah, can I bring my friend? And I was like, yeah, sure, bro. Yeah, woo. My male friend, by the way. And then I was like, yeah, defo bring him. But I mean, that's the difference, is that was a group thing. But I feel like
that's inviting to a group. That's
exactly. So I feel like, but if it's a different thing and you know it's a date, I'm assuming that you've discussed it's a date beforehand. Probably best not to invite a friend to third wheel.
But wait, so was that a? Oh, so she didn't invite a group of people. She's brought one person in.
It's unclear. That she said friend and then she says friends, but I think we'll say one person.
Right. Wait. So okay, because then she was like, "What? Can you go back to the bit where she says, she said, I was hanging out with these really cool people." Does it say?
Hey, do you mind if we invite my friend, single friend, to join us?
Right. Yeah. Weird. I just don't understand if you're aware it's a date.
How I asked for his permission to invite my friends.
Yeah, I feel like it's probably just she's brought a single person along.
Yeah. I still think
that's weird if you know it's a date.
Yeah, that is a bit sus, but then I think that moving on from that, like maybe you're in the wrong there. Not in the wrong, but maybe a bit weird to do. But then moving on from that, like being grumpy about it and like fucking talking shit behind someone's back, that's not the greatest response. Pretty indicative of their character.
Yeah, that's pretty slack. I think look, he had a scapegoat. He really did. All you have to do is go, why are you ruining our date? And then then he's going, by talking shit to your friends, it's interesting.
He's clearly an Aussie though, so he would know the values of mateship. So that's interesting there. He should maybe be like, she's your mate, invite her.
You think so?
Values of
the
mateship.
Friend.
If he was a true Anzac, he would.
I think if you've invited someone on a date and they say, can I bring another person? I don't know. How do you say no? How?
Oh, yeah,
clearly...
I tried to with Tay.
And did you? Dude, you've just gone with it.
I said no with that angry face, and they said, JK, of course you can.
But unless
you didn't want to.
Yeah, I don't know how you'd say no in that situation, because clearly they've done it because I don't know. The girl wasn't uncomfortable. This is what I don't get. The girl's done it because I've got a cool friend and I think you two would get along. It's like, don't do that for a date then.
Organise a separate thing with your friends if you think they get along.
Yeah, but don't throw in a date. Definitely just do it. Hey, can we maybe have another time when we hang out with other people as well?
But then I would say everything after that, where he was talking shit about her and then friends and
terrible.
That, you acted pretty fairly. Block him, whatever. He doesn't seem like a great character.
Brock I blocked him and his family. Family?
That's funny, yeah. I don't even want to talk to anyone in your bloodline.
I hate his sister now.
I blocked his mother as well.
Look at that. But also, if you have said to him, you've gone, can I invite a friend? He's gone, whatever he said, sure, or whatever. And you've gone, okay, lit. Oh, if you want to, right. And you've gone, okay, lit. You've got to expect to get stopped from that. There's no...
Yeah, there's not exactly moving on from there. But then he leaves her in red when he's asking like the day. She's asking like the day and time. So he's obviously grumpy and being a bit of a sook about it. But
yeah, and then you know what? Once you've asked that and he's snobbed, fair enough. Not not following up from that point. I think it's pretty clear. And to the friend that did tell you that he was talking smack with about you to one of the other friends, good on him. Way to
Yeah, that's good mateship.
Yeah, I like them, but then again, why'd you bring a friend? I don't understand.
That's true.
Oh man, this guy is funny.
But
you know
also,
what else is funny? The guy I'm going to go on a date with tomorrow. Ping.
Also, nice guys always finish last. Should have known that.
Idiot.
He's just
Don't
a nice
say
guy
yes.
and is finishing last. That's what always happens. They go for the Chad, don't they, Callum?
Yeah, she's probably back overseas with a strong, buff Western European boyfriend.
Zimbabwean men.
Yeah, I think. I think the first half of that, you're an idiot. Second half of that,
Fair enough.
I feel bad for you.
Well, that concludes that very long-winded segment, Callum. I think
Segment.
just to quickly finish up the podcast, how did Scunthorpe go this week, brother?
I've got some bad news. It's very, very bad news.
I wanna hear it.
Scunthorpe going up against Exeter Town. 4-0.
Oh,
4-0.
I'm assuming a
That takes, yeah. Wouldn't have this solemn attitude if it was a win. Takes Scunthorpe right down to second on the ladder.
What, second last?
Yeah.
As soon as I said second, I was like, right there. Oh, no.
We like to say second. As in, first rung, second rung. Yeah.
But
yeah.
Exeter's
Right
a class
down.
side, mate. Can you tell me a little bit about their play style or their players?
No, but they are actually like fifth on the ladder. So actually, they're deuce.
They're
They're
deep.
deuce.
What are you gonna do?
But Scunthorpe, terrible week.
Just think though, you gotta believe in their vision, all right? How they're playing footy, okay? It's a transition period, Callum. You know that. They're trying to build their way up to professional leagues. Can you give them a break?
No. I think they just need to win. They haven't won a game now in 6 or 7 matches, so I need something good. I need something good to happen. Otherwise, I'm not sure why I'm still hanging around.
Wearing the shirt.
Yeah, it just brings me great shame.
Well, on that note, on that solemn note, lovely listeners, thank you for making it all the way to this end of this podcast. Like, subscribe, comment, send us feedback on if you like this format or not. Tell us if you think any of these people were particularly in the wrong, or if we got any of their takes, that any of our takes were incorrect, besides any of Callum's murder plans. Thanks for listening, and I'll catch you next week. Bye!
Bye, everyone.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.